Hey guys, Mad Willie here. This is a video response to Samwise 7 RPG and Brandon Goeringer. Sorry if I got your names wrong. Uh, the question is basically if there was some kind of book apocalypse and you were trapped on a desert island for all eternity and you could only play 6 role-playing games for the rest of your life, what 6 would they be? We're talking about pen and paper slash tabletop role playing games. We're not talking about computer role playing games here. And so this is my list. Okay, this one might be a surprising choice. This game is friggin' weird. This is the 2010 version of Gammell World. It uses the 4th edition D&D rule set, but stripped down and streamlined and honestly much better than the base product. And character creation is the most fun, bonkers, ridiculous thing. It's totally random. You essentially roll on 2 charts, and you can come up with characters like a tiny swarm of swashbuckling monkeys, or a psychic plant with a sugar addiction, or a cyborg vampire from beyond time and space. Like, these are the starting characters. Like, this right here, this crazy octopus woman with guns, you can totally be that. This game is just crazy. It's not exactly deep, but it's quick to play, and it's just absolutely bonkers fun. So this would be a good one to break up those long, monotonous hours of sitting and waiting to die in a post-apocalyptic wasteland, or, I don't know, getting Giardia on a desert island. Here's another one. This is the Star Wars Edge of the Empire role-playing game by Fantasy Flight. I mean, this one should be kind of obvious. This is Star Wars. Who doesn't like Star Wars? Who doesn't like Star Wars? Nobody. That's who. So this game is pretty crunchy, a little crunchier than I usually like, but it is chock full of flavor. This sounds like I'm describing a flavor of ice cream or something, but no, this game is incredible. It's got weird narrative dice that create all kinds of unexpected situations that I absolutely adore. There's a lot of character options, so this would be a fun one as a player and as a GM, so long as you have room for your weird, funky dice. Plus, there's a lot to do. There is literally an entire galaxy to explore, so you're not going to run out of material for a game like this. And again, it's friggin' Star Wars. This one's a little more niche, and I kind of struggled with this particular slot. This is All Flesh Must Be Eaten by Eden Studios. It uses the Unisystem, same thing that you see in, I think, the Buffy the Vampire Slayer and Conspiracy X games, also another really good game. But All Flesh Must Be Eaten is about zombies, and you may think that's a pretty narrow focus to be playing this game for the rest of your damn life. But they have some amazing source books for like the weirdest genre things you can think of. Like, they have classic zombies, of course, like George Romero zombies, World War II kung fu zombies, pirate zombies, medieval zombies, wrestler zombies, and zombies in space. It's weird, but the rule set is pretty quick and easy to learn. It's not perfect, but it's robust enough that you can do a huge variety of things with it. And it's kind of generic enough that you could minimize the amount of zombie stuff that's in it if you wanted to focus more on the rest of the world. It's got plenty of rules for just doing that kind of thing. Or hell, you can play zombies if you really want to. And I'm kind of a zombie hipster. I liked zombies before they were cool, and I still like them even though they're totally done to death, so to speak. Yeah, good book, good game. This one is another surprise to me. I was not expecting this to be on my list, but the more I thought about it, the more I realized it needed a place. So I started on D&D. I started playing Basic when I was a child, and I've played literally every edition. But since I discovered other games, like generally better games, sorry, I have kind of moved away from it and have been almost actively avoiding it for a number of years. But the fact of the matter is, Dungeons and Dragons has more staying power than any other game franchise that has ever been made. And it may not be perfect for a lot of things like role playing, but to be perfectly honest, sometimes you just want to kick down doors, kill monsters, and take treasure. That's what this game does excellently, and 5th edition D&D is open enough that you can get a little more role playing in there than you could in previous editions like 3.5 or Pathfinder or all of those other kinds of things. So pretty good game, and again has staying power, has longevity, which is important in this apocalyptic scenario. So, if I could choose only one game to take with me into the apocalypse/desert island scenario, it would be this one. Now, there are other games that I like more than Savage Worlds, but the fact of the matter is Savage Worlds can do everything. Absolutely everything. Horror, sci-fi, superheroes, fantasy, Wild West. They have a number of Wild West settings, post-apocalyptic. It can do everything, and it does it in a very pulpy, flavorful way. It's simple to learn. It's quick to play. You can get through way more encounters in a night with this game than you can with virtually any other on this list easily. It is very robust, and this is honestly what a generic universal role-playing game should be. GURPS sucks. This game, awesome. So this last one will be no surprise at all to anybody who knows me. This is, it's hard to see because the cover is weird, Legend of the Five Rings. This one is 4th edition, which is one of the best. 1st and 4th are the 2 best editions of this game, but I've played them all, and I enjoy them greatly. It's a little different. It is a fantasy setting. You play samurai, priests, courtiers, monks, ninja, things like that, and the rules are a little slow and clunky sometimes, especially for combat, and it's a little weird for new people, but it's still pretty cool, and it encourages some interesting role-playing choices that basically no other game I've ever played does. A big, important story arc can end in your character dying, and that's awesome. The goal of a samurai is to achieve a memorable, amazing death in service of their lord or in service to the empire, and so they do that. And yeah, the game encourages that kind of thing. It's got honor and glory and all kinds of other stats that other games don't have. Plus, you can play a total badass, which is amazing. It's got a very kind of, it's got a lot of political aspects too. So if you like stuff like Game of Thrones, you might enjoy this game. You'll notice a lot of similarities. 7 great clans fighting a giant wall that keeps out evil monsters from beyond. Yeah, they originally came out around the same time. I'm not sure which one influenced which, but this game is really excellent, and it's got friggin' samurai. Who doesn't like samurai? Probably a lot of people, but I love them. And I have been playing this game for years. I probably played it more than any other game out there, and I have come nowhere close to running out of ideas, not only for characters, but for campaigns and adventures. This game is amazing, has some great source books, and yeah, it would be on the top of my list, despite its few flaws. Anyway, that is my list of games that I would play for all eternity without probably getting bored. I was surprised by some of them. A few of my favorite games didn't make this list. Some of them because they're a little too specific. There's not enough broad reach, like the Serenity role-playing game by Margaret Weiss Games that came out a while back is super good. I absolutely love it. But it's pretty focused. It captures the flavor of that show really well, but, if you want to play something else, it may not be the best system for it. So anyway, I'd be curious to see what your favorite games are, what games you would take with you to the desert island or into the bookpocalypse scenario. And yeah, until next time, thank you to all of my patrons who keep this work coming. The playtest for Ungeist should be starting pretty soon. I'm about to go out of the country for a little bit, but when I get back, I should start putting those early scenarios together. So hopefully, we'll see something soon. Anyway, thank you so much, and I'll talk to you next time.